So, I want to talk a little bit about my adventure that I am having at the moment in establishing a second, scratch that, a third YouTube channel. Um, it's it's like it has a life force of its own, is how I want to say that, where my sense of fun and joy and just playing along my path has led me to this place of wanting to establish a channel that's dedicated to tarot and oracle readings. On my Owning Authenticity channel, I've published a couple of those videos, the only two I've ever done like that, where I pick out the multiple piles and then do the readings. And doing those was so much fun, so much surprise and delight in that process, so much literal play. Like it feels like I'm playing. And at the same time, making a recording of it and putting it in a space where those who are energetically drawn and matched to that content can find it. And basically, like I have so many other outlets like the one I'm using right now of just recording my thoughts. This is not going away. This is, a lifeline for me. This is a pressure valve relief for me, to have an open channel where I can communicate and tell whatever story I feel like telling. But I feel like, especially with the lunar eclipse that we just came through, I'm recording this on November 12th, 2022. Something big is opening up in the world, like the collective mass consciousness energy. There is something shifting big, big time for all of us. And through that shift and that opening, I hear this call of, it doesn't ask me to do tarot and oracle readings. It asks me to put more love into the world, to flood as much love as is fun to flood into the world right now as soon as possible. And I call it an adventure because it really is like unfolding itself. I have this like general idea of my destination being, let me start this YouTube channel, let me make some readings to put on the YouTube channel, let me make a logo for the YouTube channel, let me make an intro for the YouTube, let's take one step at a time and unfold it. And that's very much how it started. Was I downloaded the idea to make the channel because the word mirror, like I was watching a similar style of reading from a channel I absolutely have fallen in love with called White Feather Tarot. Highly recommend you check her out. And one of the readings I was watching, she pulled a card that was called the mirror. And I have referred to myself as a mirror, an energetic mirror for others, many times, including like just a week ago, I was telling somebody. So when I saw that mirror card, it really jogged something in me that basically, oh, this felt like leveling up too. Basically, when I saw that mirror card in the reading, the understanding that came is that, one, yes, that is a confirmation that that is how your energy works. This is like my higher self talking to me ish. And two, that is such a valuable gift to share with other people. That is like, that came through so loud and clear that, like, that is so valuable. What your energy does in terms of mirroring back to people, like, it is so valuable. And so I wrote down the mirror tarot and oracle channel idea, as far as like, ooh, wouldn't that be fun? And write that down. And then a little bit later, I was like really toying around with like, well, what would I call that channel? I would want mirror to be in the name somehow. And then the idea came, Soul Mirror Tarot. And I wrote that down and I was like, ooh, that's pretty good. I kind of like that. I like what it says, as far as like you're going to see a mirror reflection of your soul. That's cool. Definitely gives you an idea of what to expect. But it didn't really have much energy or much momentum around it. Like, it didn't move anything in me. And what I mean by that is, a few minutes later, another idea came to me. I'm all about alliteration when I can. I love when the words all start with the same letter, kind of thing. And so the second idea that came, as far as what am I going to name this new channel, Moon Mirror Tarot. Moon Mirror Tarot. And with that one, I got an image in my brain of what the logo looks like. It's like the moon with like a mirror frame around it, and like Moon Mirror Tarot, like on the moon inside the mirror frame. And like, that's my logo. Like, I could see it clear as day in my mind. And so at that point, there was nothing to decide. It was my hands grabbing my computer and opening Canva and opening a new logo template and starting to, work with the elements and the pieces of putting together this logo that I can see in my brain. And that's definitely what I mean by, when you get an idea, how much energy does the idea have? How much momentum does the idea have? If it occurs to you and it's like, oh yeah, that'd be cool, that's a pretty slow moving idea that doesn't have a whole lot of energy around it. But if you download an idea, you have an idea pop into your head, like, ooh, what if I call it Moon Mirror Tarot? And you instantly see the logo, you instantly like have this idea of like what the direction of the channel is going to be, as far as the moon mirror and like those kinds of messages. And you just can't help but grab your computer and start designing a logo. And the logo comes together so easily that you just make the Gmail account. And with the Gmail account, you just set up the YouTube channel. With the YouTube channel set up, you just upload the logo. And then it's just a matter of like, okay, so what do you want to upload on your channel? So that all unfolded in less than an hour. From when I got the idea of calling it Moon Mirror Tarot, less than an hour later, I had a logo and a YouTube channel. So that's an idea that's got some oomph behind it. That's why I say this Moon Mirror Tarot YouTube channel has a life of its own. It has its own purpose. It has its own intention for existing. Another piece that I've downloaded more recently around like, what is the purpose of this channel? The tagline is basically, Moon Mirror Tarot is the leading source of mama love on the planet. That you can't find any more mama love than you will find on Moon Mirror Tarot. That's what you will get when you go there, is the love of a mother. And Mother Moon is the main spirit that is speaking through that channel. And that's where, once I had the channel set up, I was like, okay, so what do I do next? And right about that time, I started getting a picture of like what my setup is going to look like how I'm going to record the cards and how I'm going to display the cards and whatever. Like, you see on YouTube, there's lots of different people doing it different ways. And I've been trying to do the camera angle pointed at the table, and that was really challenging me. And so I got the idea like, ooh, let me do the camera angle kind of pointed at the wall in my office. And I have these little shelves that I could lean the cards up against, and I could stack the shelves so I could like do layers of like multiple tiers of cards. And I'll just record facing at the wall. And so that was like, ooh, yeah, I think that'll really work. And so I go down to the basement and I get my little white shelves and I bring them up and I twirl my desk around so it's in this corner so it'll work like how I had in my mind. And then I never could get the angle of the camera to line up with it right, with like the little thing that's holding my camera. It just wouldn't point the right way to like have that angle work out. But in the, hour or whatever that I was messing around with trying to get that angle to work, I figured out that if I clip the little thing that holds the camera, if I clip that on the other side of the desk and then I do it like this, I can very easily have a shot with my camera that points at the table, which was my original what I wanted. And so once I got that figured out, then it was like, ooh, what am I going to put like up in the corners? Like it looks mostly decorative, but it's really like to make life easy on you so you know exactly where your camera angle is looking at. You have like basically an outline of like where you can put cards and they'll be seen on the camera. And so I started getting ideas and I started like, fiddling with little trinkets and putting them and adding this and taking this away and putting this and put this candle and put this piece here. And like, it just happened. It just like one piece at a time wanted to exist. And so it came out. It like all I had to do was follow the fun. It wasn't like, oh, great, I'm gonna like, well, I knew I was gonna work on trying to figure out my camera shot, but the idea was like, ooh, I need those white shelves. And it was just like before I even knew it, I'm walking downstairs to the basement to like go get those white shelves and bring them back up here. And then I had to clean my office and rearrange so I could put my desk where I wanted it to be. It was just like one thing after another. And those were the fun ideas. The go downstairs and get the shelves. That was the funnest idea I could come up with at that moment, was go downstairs and get the shelves. Like when your intuition is talking to you, it's not gonna give you like the whole picture all at once, because in the earth realm as humans, we can't do the whole picture all at once. So it is more likely gonna spoon feed it to us one fun step at a time, like go downstairs and get the shelves. Because even though I didn't end up using the shelves the way that I wanted, because I figured out how to get the camera shot lined up with pointing at the table, so I didn't need to have the cards leaning up against the shelves. I did end up using the shelves to put the lamp on top to get the lighting the way that I wanted. So I did need the shelves. And I used a lot of what was on the shelves in terms of like putting the little trinkets on the corners of the camera angle. So yeah, it's like I thought I needed the shelves for one reason. My intuition is like handing me the step, like the grand plan, everything that's unfolding in the universe right now. Your action step is to go down to the basement and get the white shelves. Like, does that sound profound enough for you? Because that's what the steps sound like. It's like the step isn't like, here, build a YouTube channel with that millions of followers are going to find so much comfort and peace in. Yes, that's my overall intention, but the step is to grab my laptop and open Canva and fiddle around with a logo design and see if I can come up with something that I like. It's one step at a time. And so like the steps that have come also since then, I haven't published my first video over on the second channel. When I do, I will definitely let you guys know. The next step, I had my camera angle all set up, and the day that I had the idea, as far as like, I'm going to do this channel, I'm going to Moon Mirror Tarot, I came up with that. I ordered a nicer camera. So I have like a little webcam that I paid like $30 for, and it's okay. It's definitely like a big step up from the webcam that's on my laptop. But it's still not great. It's still kind of fuzzy. And I want like as clear of an image as I possibly can so that people can like really see the cards and the colors and all that good stuff. Just because I know I like to see that when we're doing the readings or the readings that I watch. And so I ordered my new webcam, and that got it in my brain that I basically wasn't going to even attempt to record a video, a reading, until my new webcam comes. And that's still like a week away that I'm expecting that. And then I was back on White Feather Tarot's channel watching one of her readings from like a year ago. And the reading that I picked, the particular pile that I was listening to, she delivered like, it was insane, the energy that stirred inside of me as I listened to her message. It was like basically you have this idea, you have this thing, it is as valuable as you think it is, and there's no time to wait. Like I know you have it in your mind that you're going to start later, but you need to start now. You need to just get into it. You need to just, get going. Just pick something and make a start. And so that spoke so loudly to me. And that was yesterday morning, where as I heard her deliver that message to me, or, more accurately, as my inner being led me to receive that insight from her yesterday, I was like, okay, so I guess I don't need my new camera. I'm just gonna go with what I have. And when I get my new camera, great. The quality of the video will be a little bit better, but the quality of the video is not the main point. And I'm ready now. The energy that's flowing through, the mama love that is coming to me that I can share with others, that's ready. That's synced up. Like we're good to go. We don't need to wait for a camera. And so then it was a matter of like, oh, well, okay, so what am I going to do as far as the first reading ever on my new channel? Like, what's it going to be? And that came through pretty easily as well, where I basically am intending, this is like another one of those like intentions that may or may not actually come to fruition, not the point, but it definitely helped me narrow down what my first reading was going to be. So the core backbone of my channel is messages from Mother Moon. First, when we enter each new zodiac season for, Mother Moon's message for the upcoming season of the zodiac, the sun being in that particular sign. And then Mother Moon will also give a message for the full moon that happens while the sun is in whatever sign. So, right now, at this time of recording, we're in Scorpio season, and Sagittarius is next up. The Gemini full moon is the next full moon that we have coming up. And so it made a lot of sense that my very first reading is Mother Moon's message for Sagittarius season. And narrowing that down felt like like a bridge clicking into place. Like I felt kind of isolated inside the idea. Like I don't see the path yet as far as like how am I going to actually start communicating through this channel? I don't know until I came up with that idea. Like, let's kick off Sagittarius season with a message from Mother Moon and we'll rock and roll after that. So, yeah, the backbone of my channel are those two videos. And then plus whatever else is fun that I feel like recording throughout the month, those will go on there as well. So I don't have any idea as far as how many readings I'm expecting to do over there. As much as it's fun and I want to play with my cards, that's how many I'll do. But when I figured out that it was going to be a message for Sagittarius season, that was, like I said, yesterday morning. And I also started like just a couple days before, actually 3 days before I got this idea to start this second channel. I had a different opening that was body related, that was an opening that's body related. That sounds horrible. Make myself laugh there. But I got this download of I need to start moving. I need to, like, the energy is really shifting, and like neglecting my body the way that I have been in terms of like not making any conscious effort to exercise for like 5 years now. Basically, the download that I got was that like nothing's wrong yet, yet, but the consequences of not moving, the consequences of continuing to neglect your body are going to start to be really drastic as the frequency continues to rise on this planet. So I got this inspiration that I'm, not committing to a lifestyle change or anything like that, like one step at a time, but I am committing to walking for 30 minutes a day for 30 days. And we'll see where I'm at the end of 30 days. And so yesterday was day 5 of doing my 30 minutes of walking. So while I was on my walk, it was so freaking beautiful. It was so beautiful. It really did establish that this is how I want to do it every time, like as far as leaving some space between picking out the topic and then, that walking is basically like a moving meditation. And so while I was on my walk for 30 minutes, I felt like I was in communion with Mother Moon's spirit around what did she want to say? What did she want to say to me? What did she want me to convey out in this reading for anybody else who's going to find it? And she had some very specific messages. She also showed me how to do the reading, like which cards wanted to come into the reading, what structure. Like one of my decks, she had me split it down into 3 different types of cards and like draw cards out of each pile for each pile. Like it was specific instructions about what to do with this reading. And so I get back from my walk and then I take my shower. And by that point, I only have like 45 minutes until I need to leave and go do my Friday live stream on my Owning Authenticity channel. And so I I spent probably 15 minutes, I'm gonna say, recording a 20-second intro. Like dialing in the voice, dialing in like my energy, opening up and allowing this Mother Moon spirit energy to come through, which basically feels like unconditional love, like a mother, like, the saying, like only a mother could love that. This unconditional loving spirit of Mother Moon, like she loves everyone all the time. And that's what this channel is going to convey. And I'm so excited to get started with that. But at the same time, this feels like a very Sagittarius question in general, as far as like, is it about getting to the shore that you're aiming at? Like, is it about reaching the destination? In this case, is it about uploading this video onto the channel so that, people can start watching it? Is that the point? Getting to the destination? And more than ever, it's sinking in that no, that's not the point. The point is not the finished product video on the channel, even though, yes, that is my aim of like, I want to put these out there so people can rendezvous with the love from Mother Moon. I do want to do that, but that is not the point. The reason that I'm doing this is the fun along the way of the pieces unfolding themselves and the joy in the journey. And so when I was doing the intro, for example, the 20 seconds of like, welcome to the channel, this is what we're going to get into today. I did it like 6 times because it was fun. Because it was fun to like hear my resistance get out of the way, take after take after take after take, until finally the one that came through last that I ended up keeping, it was like what sounded to me like nothing but love. And that's exactly what I wanted, was, the voice of unconditional love to be who shows up on that channel. And maybe someday I'm good enough at it to be able to sit down and record all in one take, good to go. Not yet. It took me 6 tries to record 20 seconds worth. And once I got that, then, and I wasn't even anticipating doing like a general message to everybody, but she had one. She gave it to me on the walk, as far as like, there were 2 pieces that she's like, tell everybody this, and that applies to the collective. And then the specific messages for individuals will come through the 3 piles that we pick. And actually, I didn't know how many piles I was going to do. I was just going to let the cards come out, however many piles wanted to be there, because I'm like, it's stressing me out. It's stressing me out to try to figure out, should I do 3 piles? Should I do 4 piles? Should I have 2 piles or 5 piles? Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. And I was like, I don't know how to decide. Like, should I flip a coin or should I do? And then it was just like taking my own advice, a moment of that, as far as coming into my body and realizing that this line of ideation is stressing me. So that's my cue to get the hell out of somebody else's business. It must not be for me to decide. That's why I feel like I can't, because I don't need to. And I never did decide. I just started like doing the pile picking process. Um, and as I was doing it and shuffling, basically like a couple cards popped out, and I took one and I took one and I took one, and that was all the cards that popped out. And okay, we got 3 piles. Easy peasy, no decision needed. So the stressful decisions are the ones to watch out for because they're probably not necessary. And okay, so then it was like 9:35 and I had my 3 piles picked out, but I haven't opened them yet. It's like freaking Christmas packages under the tree that sit there and like tempt you. And I've thought many times about going ahead and opening those piles and seeing what cards are in there and what messages want to come through. And I haven't looked. It's been almost 24 hours. It's now Saturday. And I've just let them sit there because when I came home after my live stream, my energy was no longer fresh. I had basically spent my energy for yesterday, and being tired was not the right time to come back in and finish this reading, where the main goal of the reading is to communicate unconditional love. The main goal is not to get it done. So I'm in no hurry. And that feels like a new level for me. That feels like part of this lunar eclipse in Taurus, part of this like 30 minutes of walking for 30 days, like slowing down and enjoying the one step after another and feeling your body taking each step and checking in with your body as far as how does each step feel as it unfolds. What is the energy of each step as it unfolds? And tuning into, I want unconditional love to be the product at the end as far as what I upload onto that channel. And like the decision of how many piles should I have? Should it be 3 piles or 4 piles? Like, that's not unconditional love. Me stressing out about, I don't know how many piles to pick or whatever. It's like, that's not unconditional love. It may be, other people, or maybe in the past, I would have thought like, I need to figure this out. I need to decide. But the me of yesterday was like, I am not willing to stress over this, period. The whole point of this channel is that it brings love into the world, and me stressing about bringing love into the world is cutting off the love that I'm going to be able to put into the world. So I must need to let this go. And I did. And there are 3 piles, and it was easy. They popped right out of the deck. They wanted to be seen. So yeah. So now I am in the stage of the process where, like I said, I have the 3 piles ready here, probably still this morning. I'm expecting to open the piles and record the rest of the reading. And then, as much as it's fun, edit it. And I have no doubt that whenever it's meant to be on the channel, it will be. And for me, navigating this process, it is literally one fun step, and then another fun step, and then a stressful step. Ooh, back up, back up. That's not the right way. Back up. There's no rush. There's no need to push through a stressful step. There's no need to hang that expectation on yourself that you need to figure it out. When it comes to letting fun lead the way, there's really nothing to figure out. It's either, is it fun or is it not? And letting it be that simple feels like an expansion that is opening to everyone. That life can be good, life can be easy and fun, but in order for that to happen, we really do have to simplify. And mostly when I say that, I'm not necessarily talking about like adopting a minimalist lifestyle or anything like that, but I am talking about simplifying our expectations. That when we're feeling stressed out, when we're feeling anxious, when we're feeling up against it in any way, like we don't know what to do or we don't know how to do it right or good or whatever, it's like that's a good sign that we're pushing into territory we're really not meant to be in. and that possibly all that's needed in order to like alleviate or medicate the stress isn't to, try to numb it out or anything like that. Maybe it's just to release that expectation, like the stressful situation of how many piles, it wasn't solved by me receiving an answer and knowing how many piles to pick. It was the stress was alleviated by me deciding that I don't need to pick, changing my expectation of who is actually going to pick those piles. I'll just let I'll just let the energy flow and we'll just see what we get. We get what we get. I release the expectation of needing to know ahead of time how many piles to pick. And that let me move forward into actually starting in a fun way because I was no longer stressed about, am I doing it right? Am I picking the right number of piles or whatever it is? And I've obviously gone in detail here as far as this journey of unfolding of my new adventure, because I do think that regardless of what your step is, whether you're trying to figure out how many piles should I include in my reading, or which camera should I buy, or what should I call my business, or like there are so many different creative choices that need to be made when you set out on a brand new adventure in unknown territory, like when you're figuring it out as you go, which is again a very Sagittarian theme, is like just leave the known shore and head out on the adventures. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step kind of thing. Take the first step and make it a fun one. Follow that fun into the first step, and then from in that first step, where's the next fun step? And from inside that fun step, where's the next fun step? And if you find yourself veering into stressful territory, it's time to pull yourself back into the fun. And yeah, I think that feels really good. That feels so good. I've been dying to tell this story. I've been unfolding this new channel for days, and I was so ready to talk about it. Obviously, 32 minutes worth. Oh gosh, you guys, I'm so thankful for everything that Owning Authenticity has brought to me. And in no way is this new channel taking the place of me communicating through Owning Authenticity, because it'll be a very different outlet. As far as all that's going on Moon Mirror Tarot will be the tarot and oracle readings. And then anytime I feel like chatting, I feel like telling my story, that'll still go on Owning Authenticity. So if you have found your way into this long-winded story, I have no doubt that you have your own adventure. Like you have your own adventure that is unfolding itself, and this message of following the fun and easing the stress by readjusting expectations. I have no doubt that this message is right on time for you. If that's the case, please give me a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As soon as the new channel is ready with a video that you can watch, I will be posting that. I'll share it through the Owning Authenticity channel. So keep an eye out for that. Would love to have you over there. Check that out. If it resonates, cool. Stick around, subscribe to Moon Mirror Tarot. If it doesn't, no big deal. There's lots of people giving guidance in this world, and it's all about finding the pieces that resonate with you. So if I can help provide that, awesome. I'm honored. And if that's not the right fit, then it's okay. It really is. It's all just for fun. It really can be that simple. Until next time, dear friends, you take such good care of yourselves. Delight in every single fun step that shows itself to you, and so will I.